to my Pixelmon 2.5.2 Minecraft version 1.6.4 database editing tutorial. Now I'm making this because I've noticed quite a few people have been posting to the Pixelmon forums as well as the Minecraft forums about being unable to edit the database in 2.5.1. I'm actually new to this mod, but apparently the databases in previous versions have been much easier to edit with programs like SQLite, whereas this new one presents an error if you try to do that. So anyway, let's get right to it. Oh, actually, there's one thing I wanted to mention beforehand. I do not believe the developers of the mod want you to edit the database. As you can see, there's a response here on one of these topics from who I assume is a developer, Redos, that says there will be a way to edit the database in the future. When we add a tool easy for people to use, we have our reasons not to allow people editing it yet, as he wouldn't even be able to with SQLite anyway, and writing a tutorial on how to do it would simply be too time consuming. I'll be lacking in this topic. Please don't make a new one about this and trust us on the matter. I'm not sure why they changed it, or why they're wanting you to not edit it. I say in the couple modifications I've made to my own Pixelmon, I haven't had any issues. It's loaded perfectly every time and the modifications have worked. I'm guessing it might be for bug fixing. It's a lot easier to fix bugs if all these bugs are coming from a constant environment instead of, Bob's custom Pixelmon is having an issue versus Fred's custom Pixelmon, which is running perfectly, that kind of thing. Anyway, you're going to need two files. First of all, a fresh zip of Pixelmon 2.5.2. You can get this from the website. Just go there, click downloads halfway down the page. Here they are. When you do click those links, please disable ad block. I always do. It really helps out the developers. I mean, everyone needs money. It makes life a hell of a lot easier. Not to mention these people are developing a mod for your entertainment in their free time. So, I mean, they kind of deserve it. It's the least you could do, really. And you also need a file from h2database.com, which is the H2 database engine. I'm going to be posting both these links in the description, by the way, so you can go there if you need to find them. Anyway, just go here, Windows installer. If you're on another platform, I believe you can just use this. I don't actually know since, well, I'm on a Windows machine, but you can definitely try. Alright, I already have both these downloaded. You can just go ahead and click on the H2 setup. We're going to install this first. It's a really simple install. Just choose where you want to put it and press install. At the end it should ask if you want to see a readme. You don't have to read that. You can if you want to. I haven't. I don't know what's in it. Maybe there's like a lottery number. Who knows? And then you can delete that. And what you're also going to want to do is right click the Pixelmon 2.5.2.zip you downloaded and say extract to Pixelmon 2.5.2, and it should create a nice folder on your desktop with all the files in there. And while it's doing that, open up your start menu and click on that file called H2 console. This should be new from the program you just installed. And what it will do is open up a icon in your task tray for the H2 database engine, as well as your default browser with a nice little web interface here. Alright, this is done. What we want to do is open this up, go to Pixelmon database, and then click the address or click the, I actually don't know what to call this, but click it and copy that. Then we can go over here into our web interface. I said these are my settings. I believe these are the defaults. I've uninstalled this and reinstalled this for the purpose of this tutorial, so I'm not sure what they were originally. But if these are not what they are, you can just set them and say there's a drop down box here. It should be pretty easy for you. And in this JDBC URL box, this is going to be here by default, JDBC comma, or colon H2 colon, and then a path. I believe in the first installation it's a test file, but for our purposes you want to paste this path you just got in here after the colon, then add another backslash and type Pixelmon H2. You don't want to add the .h2.db afterward, just Pixelmon. Or I believe I said that wrong. Pixelmon 2. Yeah, just like that. Sorry, it's 7:16 a.m. here. And then you can do test connection. It should say test successful, and you can connect. Now, I'm not sure how other database programs work. If you're able to click these on the right, and if it shows you it, I mean, that's great. But this is not how this one works. If you want to see the contents of these, what you're going to have to do is in this box, you can click and type select space asterisk space from followed by the name of one of these directories. And I believe it might actually bring up this window for you guys too. If it doesn't, I think you can also press shift and it should bring it up. And you can just click on any of these to see the contents of the directory. So say you want to see every move that's in Pixelmon, you can do select things from moves, press Control Enter to run it, and it brings up a nice window of every move in Pixelmon, as well as the IDs, the PowerPoints, whether it makes contact, short description, and attack animations, which I believe are all null in this build. But anyway, we're going to do a simple example here so you can at least kind of get a start on what you can do with this database. We're going to make a backward evolution. And we're going to do this by doing select this from Pixelmon evolutions. Press Control Enter, and it'll load a table of evolutions. Here's the ID of the evolution. This isn't really relevant, I guess. I think it's just for the mod to load. Here's where it starts to get relevant. So here's the Pixelmon from ID, which is the Pokemon that you originally have. And here's the Pixelmon 2 ID, which is the Pokemon you're going to evolve into. This, I honestly have no idea what it's for. Say on all the examples in Pixelmon right now, it's just set to null, so we're just going to leave it that way. And here's the evolve condition. So let's see. We want to make a Ninetales evolve into a Vulpix. So you can see there's a column right here that says 104. This is Vulpix's ID in Pixelmon. This is Ninetales ID in Pixelmon. And here is the evolve condition. Oh, by the way, to find these IDs in Pixelmon, I figure I should just throw this in real fast. You can do select all from Pixelmon, run that, then you can press Control F like any other thing, and say, not Ninetales, there we go. And it says 234, here's Vulpix, 233, and those are the IDs that we just saw. And you can do this with any Pokemon, like if you wanted a Vulpix, actually no, let's do that. We're gonna have a Vulpix evolve into a Gengar, how about that? Alright, so Gengar's ID is 208. So we can go back to Pixelmon Evolutions, load that database, scroll down to here. And you notice that if you just highlight this and start trying to type, it's not going to do anything. If you want to edit it, you have to scroll all the way to the bottom of the database and press Edit. Then it brings up this nifty little column that makes our job a lot easier. Okay, I'm going to scroll right down to, here it is, press Edit, 104, this is the evolution ID. You do not want to mess with that, just leave it how it is. If you want to add a new column, there is an option at the bottom for that, I believe. Or, well, I have to exit. 1 second. If I cancel that, you can go all the way to the bottom and press Add, and you can add your own evolutions. But for our purposes, we're just going to use this Vulpix one. Oh, not delete. There we go. Edit. And say we want to enter our ID from Vulpix. That stays the same. And we're going to put in... Uh-oh. My mistake. I apologize for this. Apparently did not copy Gengar properly. Gengar. So he's 208. And copy this. There we are. Scroll down to the bottom. Edit. Here it is. Okay, we edit this. Click. This is Ninetales ID, remember, because this is the Pixelmon 2 ID. Paste in Gengar's ID, and we're going to say Firestone Gengar. And then you can just press this check mark to save. And go ahead and disconnect from the database and reconnect. Then retype in our command. Press Control Enter to run. Scroll down to the change we just made. Here it is. Oh wait, no, that's not it. Here it is. And if everything is still intact, we are good to go. Go ahead and press disconnect again. You can get rid of this window and close this Explorer window. And what you want to do now is put these two folders back into a zip file, which if you remember, oh, that's not what I want to do. We're inside the Pixelmon 2.5.2 zip file to begin with. So right click that, to archive, zip. And before I forget, if you try and just zip directly from here, it's going to give you an error saying one of the files is in use. So you need to open your task tray, right click the H2 database, and exit. Then you can do this and it should work perfectly, or ideally work perfectly. Alright, let's drag that out here. And I actually have my temporary Minecraft folder here. It's pretty much a fresh install. I was messing with Pixelmon custom things on here earlier, so it's already in there. But you can just drag it, your custom file, right into here. Close that, boot up your Minecraft. Set up your profile, make sure it's loading from this custom version or just your normal version if you want to try it with that. Press play. It'll take a tiny bit longer to load than normal because it's unpacking the new custom Pixelmon you made. Alright, single player. I'm going to delete this real fast and just make a new world called Test World. Make sure you set the game mode to creative. Allow cheats on. It'll make your testing a lot easier, trust me. And then go ahead and create the world. Alright, and if all things went well, you should be presented with the welcome screen, or pseudo welcome screen, not really sure what to call it. Just pick one of these, doesn't really matter for testing. And give me 1 second to find a flat area where I can toss these out without them wandering into trees or dying or anything silly like that. Okay, here we are. Now if you're unfamiliar with the Pixelmon commands, there's several, but the one we're going to use here is /pokegive, followed by the player name, the Pokemon, and the level. I'm just going to say level 40, just as an example. It doesn't have to be level 40 because this should theoretically work for all Pokemon you made the changes to. I'm going to pass this out. And I remember in our database we had it so that Vulpix is still evolving with a Firestone. It's just not evolving into a Ninetales. It's evolving into a Gengar. Alright, here we are. Grab one of those, walk up to Vulpix, right click, and if all things have worked, it should say what? Vulpix is evolving. And now we can watch the magic.
Gengar!
And it looks suspiciously like this has worked. Your Vulpix has evolved into a Gengar. It has indeed. And
Gengar!
there he is. Alright, apparently I made your ball after he evolved. Anyway, you now know how to make basic modifications to the Pixelmon 2.5.2 database. I hope this tutorial has helped at least some of you out. If you have any feedback for my video, please leave it in the comments. I'd be glad to hear it. I mean, believe me, I'm sure I'd need it. And best of luck.